You woke up. The sun is already high, but this isn't your room. You don't recognize the sky. The air feels thick and humid, almost suffocating. You're naked, barefoot, vulnerable. This is the Late Cretaceous period, roughly 70 million years ago. Earth's final and most dangerous age of dinosaurs and monstrous creatures. The age when giants ruled the land, sea, and sky. You open your eyes to towering forests, strange plants that seem almost alien, towering conifers, cycads, ferns with razor-sharp leaves. Giant dragonflies buzz around your head, their wings clicking like ancient clocks. You try to stand, but your legs shake. The ground beneath you is uneven, covered in moss and decaying leaves. The smell of damp earth mixed with rotting vegetation is overpowering. Your skin immediately begins to burn under a brutal sun that is harsher than anything you've ever felt. This isn't the protective sun of the modern world. It's unfiltered, unforgiving. Your lungs fill with heavy, pollen-laden air, triggering a cough that rips through your throat. You have no water. Your mouth is dry. Your body doesn't understand this place yet. This is a planet designed without humans in mind. Ahead, you see the glimmer of a river, but the path is blocked by thorny bushes and thick undergrowth. As you push through, you brush past sharp-edged leaves that cut your arms. Drops of sticky sap cling to your skin, some smelling sweet, others acrid. Your stomach twists with hunger. You try to find food, but every plant is unfamiliar. Some look edible, but some are deadly. Suddenly, a low rumble shakes the ground. You freeze. The sound grows louder, not a roar, not a snarl, but the slow, earth-rumbling footsteps of something impossibly large. It steps into view. Not a monster from a movie, but a real, breathing apex predator. Tyrannosaurus rex. Over 12 meters long, towering more than 4 meters at the hip and weighing nearly 7 tons. Every step compresses the earth. Every breath rattles the trees. Its skin is not scaly like a lizard, but rough, weathered, perhaps even partially feathered. Scientists still debate it. But one thing is certain. It is not here to admire you. It is here to hunt. You are not a rival, not a threat. You're unfamiliar. You're fragile. You're curious prey. Its head swings in your direction. You duck behind the tree, but it already knows where you are. Its sense of smell is extraordinary, like a vulture fused with a bloodhound. One whiff of your sweat, of your blood, even your breath. It knows you're here. Then, a scream, not from you, but from something nearby. And just like that, the T-Rex moves on. Perhaps it found easier prey. Perhaps it's not hungry. You don't question it. You just run. But as the king disappears into the forest, another threat emerges. Quieter, smarter, closer. Feathered shapes flicker between the trees. Darting shadows, glints of yellow eyes. Raptors, not the oversized CGI monsters, but real, intelligent hunters, like Dakotaraptor or Dromaeosaurus. 2 to 3 meters long, quick as wolves, armed with sickle claws and team tactics. You don't hear the first one until it's already behind you. They don't charge, they flank, they corner. They wait until your escape route is gone, and that's when they strike. You run, you trip, you get up. There is no plan, only survival. By some miracle, you reach a steep ravine and slide down, scratched, bruised, barely conscious, but alive. For now. The raptors look at you, but they cannot reach you. Midday. The heat is unbearable. You've lost track of time, of direction. Your thoughts are muddled. Your vision blurred. You're dehydrated. You need water, desperately. You stumble out of the forest into a clearing where a river bends between trees. The light dances off its surface. It's beautiful, serene, a ribbon of life in a sea of danger. But that's the trap. You collapse to your knees at the riverbank. The water is warm, brownish, but your thirst overrides your caution. And then the water moves. A ripple. No. A shadow. No. A monster. Massive jaws explode from beneath the surface. Dinosaurus, one of the largest crocodilians to ever exist, up to 12 meters long. Jaw pressure strong enough to crack the spine of a hadrosaur. It lunges. You fall back, scraping your hands on sharp rocks as its jaws slam shut where your torso just was. It sinks again, vanishing as quickly as it appeared. Breathing ragged. You crawl away. You were lucky, very lucky. But now your leg is bleeding. A long tear down your calf from a submerged root or rock. And the real danger. It isn't the wound. It's what's in the water. This world isn't sterilized. This water is teeming with ancient bacteria, parasitic worms, and fungi that haven't existed in modern ecosystems for millions of years. Your immune system has no defense. You drink anyway. You must. But you know, in your bones, you've just signed your death warrant. Infections here aren't slow. By evening, your blood will carry something your body can't name, much less fight. And still, you drink. It's now early afternoon, around 1:30 p.m. The sun is merciless. You've stopped running. Not because the danger is gone, but because your body is starting to fail. The light isn't like home. The UV levels in the Cretaceous are extreme. There is no safe sky here, only radiation. You're sunburned already, not pink, but raw. Your skin begins to peel, cracking as your shoulders and neck bake under a relentless tropical sun. Shade is a myth in this open part of the forest. Even where branches hang low, the air beneath them doesn't cool. It suffocates. Your body fights to regulate temperature, but it can't. Sweat pours out of you, then vanishes into the air. Your vision starts to ripple. A strange shimmer coats your surroundings. Your brain slows. You see double. You're going into heat stroke. Your core temperature is rising beyond control. If this were a desert, you'd die in hours. But in the Cretaceous jungle, the clock is even shorter. Your limbs feel heavy. Your mouth is too dry to swallow. You stagger, collapse against the roots of a large, twisted tree. Around you, the world continues as if you're not there. Giant insects hum. Strange birds with toothy beaks call overhead. You hear something rustling, something large, but you can't lift your head. It walks past you. An herbivore, perhaps a Corythosaurus, its calls echoing through the forest. If it stepped on you, it wouldn't even notice. You rest. A few seconds, maybe a minute. You don't know. You close your eyes. Then, thunder. You open your eyes. The sky has changed, fast. Dark clouds roll in unnaturally fast, tropical storm energy, thick and low. What began as shimmering sunlight has become apocalyptic shade. Wind slices through the forest with a howl. The temperature drops suddenly, from scorching to shivering in minutes. Welcome to the Cretaceous monsoon. The rain hits hard, not like modern rain. This is sheets of water, pounding like fists. Lightning rips across the sky, illuminating trees like flashbulbs in a jungle nightclub. Thunder follows instantly, no delay. It's directly overhead. You crawl toward a fallen log for cover. It doesn't help. Everything is soaked in seconds. The ground turns to sludge. Your hands slip. You're crawling now, like a wounded animal. In this age, storms don't politely roll through. They tear through ecosystems. Landslides, flash floods. Entire forest sections collapse in a single gust. The trees bend and creak around you. Somewhere nearby, one snaps, crashing to the ground with the force of a meteor. You huddle beneath a thick tangle of vines, trembling. Not just from cold, but from the shock of how quickly the rules change. 1 hour ago, you were cooking. Now you're freezing, and there's no shelter, no fire, no help. Lightning flashes again, something screeches in the dark, and the storm doesn't just threaten you, it changes everything. Predators hunt differently in rain. Their scent trails are washed away, so they rely on sight, movement. You're shivering, you're coughing, it gives you away. Small theropods, perhaps ornithomimids or juvenile raptors, begin to emerge, lurking near the tree line. Not sure if you're worth the energy, yet. You are prey, and the jungle is watching. The rain finally begins to ease. The storm passes, leaving behind a dripping, steaming forest that smells of wet bark, rotting plants, and something else. Something primal. You push yourself to your knees. You're shivering, but the temperature is rising again. The Cretaceous doesn't rest. It shifts between extremes. But now, the sky is clearing, and that is its own danger. Above you, silence. A dangerous kind of silence. Not peaceful, not serene, predatory. Cloud layers break open. Through them glides a shape, impossibly large. Quetzalcoatlus. It is not a dinosaur. It is a pterosaur, a flying reptile, and the largest one to ever live. Wings stretching over 10 meters, wider than a Cessna aircraft. Its neck is long and stiff like a crane. Its skull, nearly 3 meters in length, ends in a sharp, spear-like beak. This is no seabird, no passive scavenger. This is a terrestrial hunter, and you've just stepped into its open range. Scientists once thought creatures this large couldn't fly, but they could, and did. They didn't soar like eagles. They launched from the ground with explosive power, using all 4 limbs, and once airborne, they owned the skies. The Quetzalcoatlus banks hard, scanning the ground below. Your figure, small, slow, stands out. You're not prey, it understands. But you are the size of something it would test. And that's all it takes. You move fast, darting under a tree. You crouch low. But it's watching. Quetzalcoatlus descends slowly, silently. It lands not with a crash, but a thud. Graceful, alien. It folds its wings and steps forward on long, stilted forelimbs. It doesn't roar, doesn't scream, it just moves. You hold your breath, your heart slams against your ribs. Its beak dips, it pokes at the ground, then at your scent trail, then at you. It's not attacking, it's investigating, testing the strange creature in its world. One curious peck could shatter your skull. You flinch, it jerks back, offended. Then, with 2 powerful wing beats, it lifts away, leaving you soaked, paralyzed, but alive. For now. The light fades, slowly at first, then faster. By 5 p.m., the shadows stretch across the forest like reaching claws. The jungle, once noisy with birds and insects, grows still. This world is not made for humans, but it is even less forgiving at night. You try to build a shelter, a crude lean-to with sticks and palm-like fronds. It collapses in minutes. You're too weak to fix it. You have no tools, no fire, and soon, no light. Darkness rolls in. Crickets rise. Far-off howls echo. You curl against the base of a tree. Your body aches. Your wound from earlier is swelling, hot and red. Infection has begun. Your mind drifts. You see your home, your bed, your family. But those aren't here. Only this place. The Cretaceous does not dream. It devours. Then, the real terror begins. Flickers of movement in the dark. Low growls. The sound of leaves crunching, not wind. Footsteps. Eyes reflect in the gloom. Dozens. Maybe more. Troodon. Small, bird-like dinosaurs. Fast, clever, and nocturnal. They hunt by moonlight. They can see in near total darkness. And they're not alone. They don't rush you. They wait. Study you. Whisper chirp in tones you can't decipher. One gets closer. You grab a rock, swing. It shrieks and skitters back. But they are learning. You are not. You throw another stone. They retreat. for now. But you know what's coming. You will fall asleep. You must. And when you do, they'll come back, not as individuals, but as a coordinated swarm, and they will tear you apart in silence. You try to stay awake, but your fever is rising. You're shaking uncontrollably. Your breath is shallow. Your body is failing. Not from trauma, not from raptors, but from exposure. You last until around 8 p.m., longer than expected, but not long enough. The jungle quiets again. You do not wake up. The rain returns in the night, washing your scent, your blood, your struggle into the soil. Microbes consume what they can. Insects and scavengers do the rest. Bones scatter. Days pass, months, then centuries. Over time, you vanish. Your soft tissue decays. Your bones are buried beneath ash, sand, and sediment. The Cretaceous continues until one day it ends. The asteroid comes, the firestorms, the mass extinction, and with it the last of the non-avian dinosaurs. But you, a human who didn't belong, remain hidden beneath layers of time. For millions of years your bones turn to stone. You become a fossil. One day, a curious paleontologist uncovers something strange. Not dinosaur, not mammal. A skull with a round cranium, a jaw built for speech, teeth made for cooked food. Impossible, but real. You didn't belong in the late Cretaceous. You were out of time, out of place. You never stood a chance. This is why you wouldn't last a day in the late Cretaceous.